What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, it's been a while since I talked about Two Blue Vortex and especially put out a Two Blue Vortex type of theory video. So I figured, why not put something out that I feel like I've been thinking about for a while now. And I've seen people talking about it in the opposite light. So I figured, let me put out my perspective about this one particular topic. And that is, I don't think Omnipotence will ever be rewritten, and I don't think Boruto is ever going to get his life back. Now, why do I think this? Why do I think that Omnipotence is something that can never be rewritten? Well, in my opinion, if you rewrite Omnipotence, like in my opinion, remember this is just my opinion, all right? I feel like that eliminates like a lot of the stakes in the series. Now follow me here, follow me. The whole point of Omnipotence is Boruto essentially losing his life, like losing everything that he's had throughout the entire story. It's essentially always been prophesized since episode one, since chapter one, that Boruto had to lose it all, right? Like, as far as we know, there's no way for him to even like get his life back from we've seen from his fight against Kawaki. So, in my opinion, it just doesn't make sense to go back and rewrite Omnipotence and put Boruto's life back together. I think it would be much more interesting if, even after the story ends, Boruto has to make a life for himself based on new memories, based on the memories that he makes with the characters like that have been affected. Like how he has to go and change the perspective of him. Because like you could rewrite it, you could theoretically rewrite it, but I think it's like so much cooler if Boruto, after everything's said and done, he has to live with this. He has to live with the fact that this is something that he's never going to be able to fix. Like nothing. There's nothing that he can do at this point. This is something that he has to deal with for the rest of his life. So I think it would be perfect if Boruto essentially has to forge new memories for himself from like and just like try to change people's perspective of him. I think that would be so cool and such a good way to go about the rest of the Boruto, because and then it like even opens up new story avenues. So like even when they're done with the whole conflict, like you can have like a little mini epilogue arc of Boruto trying to find like some peace, some semblance of a life for himself in Konoha again. Like, sure, it's not the life that he always had, but in my opinion, that chapter of his life is closed, and now he has to start a new chapter for himself, but in the village where he grew up as a completely different Boruto. I think that would be such a cool way to do it. Like, don't rewrite Omnipotence. Don't give Boruto back his original life. Instead, have him forge a new one for himself with essentially probably Sarada, because I do think he's going to get with Sarada at the end. So make a new life with Sarada and create new memories for yourself that way. I think that would be very cool. Next, another reason why I don't think Omnipotence is something that will ever be rewritten is because this was hands down the biggest thing that ever happened in Boruto. Period. So I don't think they really want. I don't think Kishimoto would want to tarnish that. I don't think he would want to feel like this is something that can change. Like I don't know. I just don't think I think Kishimoto is going to make the more interesting choice here and make it so this, like I said, this is something Boruto has to live with now for the rest of his life. So I think Kishimoto understands the fact that if he essentially undoes Omnipotence, you're essentially getting rid of the biggest thing that ever happened in your story. And like, I don't know, like it could be very divisive if you undo Omnipotence, and especially if you don't do it right. So, like I said, I would much rather prefer if Boruto has to essentially forge a new life for himself. I think that would be such a cool way to go about Boruto's story for the rest of the saga. But that's neither here nor there. Like like I said, omnipotence, there's a lot that they can do with it. I just hope they don't undo it because it creates so much better story avenues that Boruto can go because his life is essentially changed. He has to forge new relationships. Like bro, it's just so good. And like then plus if you undo omnipotence, then I feel like that kind of hurts Kawaki as a character because this was his big like villain epitaph moment in my opinion. So if you get rid of this, like Kawaki's whole villain arc doesn't really make sense anymore. But I think I've done enough rambling about omnipotence. There's a lot more that I could say, but I can save that for another video and continue to talk more about this. But oh wait, there's one more thing that I can talk about. Momoshiki and how Momoshiki could factor into this. If you rewrite omnipotence, like sure, you're getting rid of that aspect, but then you still have Momoshiki factored into the background because Momoshiki is still a lingering threat for Boruto. Like I still feel like Momoshiki has the opportunity to take over whenever. So even if Kishimoto, let's say he rewrites Omnipotence, Momoshiki is still lurking in the background. We still have him to worry about in terms of will he take over Boruto and will he make it so Boruto wreaks havoc in the village? Because now I'm thinking about it. What if, what if Kishimoto does rewrite Omnipotence, but that's when Momoshiki's like, got you. Even though everybody like has their memories back of you and everybody remembers you, I'm going to make it so they will still hate you. And then he takes over Boruto and essentially destroys Konoha. And that's why Boruto and Kawaki have to fight. Wait, did I just cook? I might have just cooked. That's a completely different topic for another day that I can talk about. But that's definitely something I might want to revisit. But yeah, overall, don't rewrite Omnipotence. I think if you keep it as is, I think Two Blue Vortex will benefit more from it, where Boruto has to essentially learn to live with the fact that Omnipotence is something that happened to him, and he has to forge a new life for himself within this world, as instead of just being on the run from it. Because Boruto is a character that has just been on the run since Boruto ended. So him learning to finally stop running and learning to live with the fact that he now lives in a changed world, I think that could be very interesting. But that's neither here nor there. Let me know what you guys think. I rambled a little bit. This is definitely my most all over the place video that I posted in a while, but I think it leads itself to good conversation. So let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel? Do you guys want Omnipotence to be rewritten? Or do you think, similar to me, that Omnipotence is something that should stay in the story and isn't something that should be changed? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.